are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. The movement was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. We have been lulled into a trance. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
They want their weapons.
Look out for Charlie.
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead.
So Vice and a lot of these other milquetoast media outlets have done hit pieces on RF targeting, targeted individuals. And it just goes to show, for one thing, that people need to quit using the term targeted individual, because these news sources always blur the line between gang stalking and RF targeting. And they are two completely different things. I don't even cover gang stalking on my channel at all. My channel has nothing to do with gang stalking. They are two completely different things, regardless of whether someone is experiencing both or not. My point is, in the end of all these hit pieces, you always get this guy that says, you know, yeah, they believe that they're being hit with ELF weapons with absolutely no proof, and then they get like this smirk, like a, you know, or a chuckle. Foolish mortals. Well, let's check this out. Here's the cattle cave of proof that ELF weapons are being used everywhere, every day. My personal favorite thing to do is to use other people's evidence. Things that are online, just random things. Here is a FA-18, and it's going to break the sound barrier. Now, if I was to tell somebody, hey, I think I hear a voice when the sound barrier breaks, they would look at you like you were nuts. Let's listen to it. So let's check out the audio. So here's the original audio clip, just boosted up. I'm going to play it for you once. Okay, here is where the sound barrier breaks. Let's listen to this after I've adjusted it to hear the ELF. Ha ha ha! So, no more sound barrier breaking, just a voice. Just a voice talking straight up against the microphone is almost what it sounds like. This is from the ELF. It's nobody talking over a loudspeaker. Let's listen to it again. So, to the naysayers, what's up? That's right as the sound barrier breaks. Over all those decibels, there's a voice riding on it, piggybacking on the burst. So, what's up? Now, I've told people that when people are sleeping at night and you are breathing or snoring, the ELF is sending audio to you. You know, Vice or some media outlet might say, huh, that's ridiculous. ELF can't do that. Let's check out some audio from someone who subscribes to the channel. So what happens is when people exhale, if you watch them, if they're talking in their sleep all the time, when they exhale, that's when they talk or move their lips or just don't do anything. There's no information coming in on the exhale. the information comes in on the inhale, always. So let's listen to this audio clip from a subscriber, and just listen to this is the original, just the breathing while they're sleeping. Okay, now let's listen to the analysis of stage 1 of just this clip here. This is going to blow your mind. This is stage 1. Just wait for stage 2. Okay, you get the point on that. Stage 1. Now, this is stage 2. This is 100% proof that audio is being sent to him on the inhale. On the inhale. Ready? Did you hear that? Let's listen to that again. But they don't have proof when they talk about this stuff. Let's listen to that again. This is why they pretend that this channel doesn't exist. By the way, this guy hasn't been drinking. And it says, might as well pour me a drink. Right there says, pour me a drink. As I always say, always negative. Let's keep going. Let's listen to that one again. Fucking judge me? Making some techno. That's not him talking in his sleep either. So, you heard the original. My new technique to analyzing and tweaking this audio to get the frequencies up is so much different now that I almost don't consider the stuff that I had before evidence. Let's listen to this part again real quick. Where are these people now? Don't they want to talk about this stuff? Do a hit piece on it? This guy's got all the proof he needs now. So, if this guy is waking up in the morning and telling people, it feels like somebody was talking to me all night, he's got 100% proof that they were. when he was inhaling. These are some of my favorites because in the past people have said ha ha ha, that is wind in a mic, you fool, stuff like that. And this is a brand new clip that I found, and it was during a guy recording strange sounds heard around the world, and he was recording the hum. But what is even more interesting than the hum itself is the quote-unquote wind in the mic that he was picking up, right? Because it's not wind, but I've heard it a million times from these guys, whether they're shills or whether they're just morons that are on the web going, ha ha, you think it's voices. Well, here's the original, wind in the mic. That's just wind in a mic. Well, let's check out after I worked on the frequencies. Ready? That's right. It's not wind, you fucking moron. Let's check it out. And in case you have shit in your ears, we can try a couple different versions. Let's try this one. That was an experimental one. Let's see what's up with this one. Now, the first one was the best. Let's go with the first one. Now let's go back and listen to the original wind in the mic. Now let's go back to this. Of course they're not using ELF to transport subliminal audio, silent sound, and V2K. It's all changing now, because that's fucking proof. Okay, this is a great one. This is a fan from YouTube. Sleep excellent all night to fan sounds. White noise fan sounds from YouTube. So let's check out the original. It's just some audio. So that's just a fan going. Now, let's check out what's here. In fact, let's isolate the right channel. Just the right channel. Doesn't sound like just a fan anymore, huh? So yeah, more proof that these sleep sounds and this ELF is in everything. And if you say it's not, at this point, you are fucking high, delusional yourself, or you're just a fucking liar. Or you're just a paid agent out there denying it. This one's very interesting because a layman or any other naysayer, they say it's just an anomaly, it's an electrical anomaly in the signal, move on. But let's listen to it. Okay, now let's listen to all the stages of this because it gets interesting. Here's a stage of it. And if you listen right there, there's a voice. Now let's move on to the next stage. Now there's definitely a voice here that's forming. Let's go to the next stage. Next stage. Now let's loop that part right there where the voice is. It says, I am so something. Let's play this stage. I think it says, because it's always negative, I think it says, I am so stupid. Where do they hide this tech? They hide it in the UFO community. They hide it in the paranormal community. They hide it in the New Age community. They hide it in the medical community, and they hide it in the psychiatric community. Strange that those are all the communities and industries that this is hidden within. Are they all cut from the same cloth? Let's sweep that part right there. So just some anomaly, when it's tweaked out, is actually a voice. Now this one's interesting. This is an audio job that I did for a couple. And the woman, this is an interesting case because the woman was only hearing voices when she drove her car. And she would hear voices on her way to work, on her way home from work, whenever she drove around with the radio off. Didn't matter. First, I advised the guy to remove the antenna from the car. See what happened. I knew what it was, but just to rule things out. So we did. And then when we got to the part where I was actually going to do audio for them, they asked if, we should power off the radio. And I said, well, if we want proof, you've already got the antenna removed. You should go through the trouble of removing the radio. So there is no debate. So he removed the radio. Luckily, he knew a little bit about cars and removed the radio. And then they recorded and sent it to me. And this is part of what we got. So he wasn't sure what to make of it, and he really didn't quite believe it at first. But now he totally does. So check this out. Let's loop that part right there. So that's what she was hearing. When little hint here, you cannot hide V2K and ELF signals when you're driving because they ride on the tires, the noise from the tires, the road noise, and on the engine, and it's impossible for them to hide V2K signals and ELF. So when you record in a car, even if you can't hear anything, it is always evidence and it can always be pulled out. There's a little clue that they don't want you to know. Let's play this chunk right here. Now here's a different version. So she really was hearing voices in her car. So to wrap this all up, it's absolute and total bullshit when these news agencies make these hit pieces and laugh off the fact that people are being hit with ELF when people are being hit with ELF every day, and it can be proven 100%. They are literally subverting science, psychology, everything that they can to the fullest extent to hide this technology and other technologies. For example, all of a sudden you have the ISS and NASA saying that suddenly, they're admitting to UFOs. They're not admitting to UFOs. Wake the fuck up. They did the same thing to Paul Benowitz 40 years ago. They did it to numerous people. And they would plant these stories so that people would think that the technology that they were experimenting with was alien and not technology that they had in their hands and were using. So come on, wake up. They are not admitting that there are UFOs. It's a psyop to get you to quit looking at their technology. And when this started to pick up, and that woman went on Dr. Phil and actually talked about the things that I was talking about in my videos on Dr. Phil, suddenly embassy people in Cuba were being hit with microwave ELF weapons. So they make themselves the victim. Do you see how this works? Now, this video is made to shut people up that are denying this. So if you know anybody that's denying it, send it to them and have them disprove the evidence that I'm putting out. I'll debate it with them, whatever they want. So look out for Charlie.